Good afternoon, everybody. It's 5:15 and it's looking absolutely beautiful. Got a bit of a question for everybody today. I'm looking for a bit of advice on the darkness that I'm doing. So I've had the birds on darkness for a couple of months now, and they've got another 3 weeks. I think on the 21st of June is when most people take them off darkness, so I'll have to double check that and make sure that's right. But what I am noticing, obviously there's a lot of feathers, you can see on the floor here. So there's mostly these, which I think is what you would expect, and they're everywhere. But also I've started to notice flies. So look in the corner. Here we go. And there's probably, I don't know, a dozen of these I've found in the last week or two. And so I'm wondering if it's because, well, I don't really know why it is exactly. Could be because when I'm boarding it up and putting the shutters up, that some light's still getting through the cracks, because it's not completely, when I close it, it's not completely sealed. There are still bits of light coming through. But I mean, if I seal it off completely, there'll be no airflow either. So it is dark, and it is obviously working because there's feathers everywhere. But I'm just wondering if there are some birds that are sat, because some people have said if they sit near a light source, then they might lose some of the flies. But I'm not sure if that's altogether true or not. So it'd be great that I can see a bunch in the corner over there. Let's get them. And there's some. See how many we can find. Come on, right. They don't like me doing this, do they? Oh look, there's loads. All right, I'm done now. So these are what we've got. Yeah, there's almost a wing. I don't really know much about numbers on flights. I know that each feather on the wing has a number, and they're meant to come out in a sequence. So these all look about the same sort of size, but obviously I've got birds at different ages. This is one of the youngest ones. It's because it's got its blue ring above the red ring. If they've got the telephone number below the life ring, then they're one of the older birds. So you can see Ryan, not Brian there, and Mush Mush there, the two oldest. But and then I've got a few others, but there's probably 2 months between the oldest ones and the youngest ones, and so some are going through quite a heavy molt at the moment, and some look like they're pretty pristine, like the white one down there, Ryan not Brian, looks pretty good, and so does Mush Mush. This one in the corner looks pretty good. Then you got others that look a little bit less good. So yeah, so my question, I guess, is what's causing this, and should I be worried, or should I just continue for the next two or 3 weeks anyway, as I am? Because or if there's anything to be done. I mean, when they're flying, I'm taking photos, and there's no obvious gaps in their wings, but I don't know if there would be. You can hear that one squeaking, like still a squeaker there. And then you got some others that are wanting to fight all the time. So it's a bit of the issue with having different birds at different ages, I guess. Yeah. So I'll hold these out in my hand. There we go. That's what they look like. So yeah, I don't know which ones they are, and whether they're expected to do that or not. But if anybody knows, then I'd be happy to hear. So this is what I do for darkness. as you can see, obviously the camera's trying its best. You can't read my watch there. It's a little bit of light coming at the back of the loft and you can see some cracks, but generally it's pretty dark in here other than the front, and the sun's beating through. When it's cloudy it's nowhere near as light either. I need something for this bit, that could be a big help. And then you can see, you can just about make out the birds in there, but it's pretty dark. So obviously it's working to keep the birds molting, or the birds are molting. But I'd just like to know, if those flight feathers is something to be concerned about, or whether it's just what happens. Here I look. There's a fair few of those that I've been picking up lately. So anybody has any ideas, then comment and let me know.